I got stuff for you.
Holy moly. I need to get some snakes and release them around my house.
But they love eating people. They love eating kids.
These guys are the scientists of the supernatural, lecturers leaving lessons for inquiring laymen. They are applying the scientific method to a world that baffles science. They are the cryptids of the corn.
Every day that you open your mouth,
I know, right?
I'm more convinced that you're abducted by aliens.
No.
And it just stood up. I mean, it just like kept going and going. And she goes, what the?
These are idiots.
I was laughing reading this because I already knew how you would feel.
Idiot. What part of the story fits your balloon?
Well,
This isn't a UFO. But who else has big black wings and red eyes?
Batman.
Well, Mothman.
Oh yeah, Mothman.
Well, everyone, I think we know exactly what it is. So say it all with me. It was the sandhill crane.
Would you try it?
No.
You wouldn't eat it?
No.
Why?
Because they're probably toxic. There'd be a lot of poop in my pants. Seen a 6-foot alligator go swinging through the air and slam into a tree. Welcome back to Cryptids of the Corn podcast. This is hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
I'm the great and powerful mystery.
I'm J-Clone 777.1.
Ooh.
No, it's 0.5. I screwed it up. Self-destruct.
This isn't the season finale.
Oh, well, was it?
This is episode 49.
Oh.
Tripodero.
Tripodero?
I'm going to Tripodero.
Tripodero.
So
Darrow.
if you're new to Cryptids of Corn, which a bunch of you are, so we appreciate you guys being here.
Welcome.
So how we do our seasons is we do 50 episodes in a season. Episode 49 is generally going to be a small episode. It's the reverse how it normally is because Mondays are normally our big episodes. So we normally do like a fearsome folklore cryptid or something like that. You know,
Something fun and simple.
something
And
light.
yeah.
Because episode 50, depending on which season finale you go to, is anywhere from 3 to like 9 parts.
Yeah, it can be a lot.
So we do a lot of work for the season finales. They're big, they're weird, but it's just become tradition at this point.
It's a thing.
So thank you guys for being here. If you're new, we're just gonna start with Tripodero, and we'll talk a little bit. But it's kind of our relaxing episode before we get into the.
We're gonna talk a little bit, like on a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
just relaxed. Just because the season finales are just
right
draining.
We're about to climb a mountain, like an Adirondack mountain.
I don't know how long it'll be because I know that it's the biggest script ever, but it's a lot different than normal. So it may go a lot quicker.
Might go quicker, might go slower.
It may go slower. I hope not. Jeez, we'll be doing this for the next 2 weeks recording. It'll come
2
out for the
years.
next 3 months.
Yeah.
All right. The Tripodero is a mysterious creature and a fearsome creature in lumber lore. It is said to lurk in the California wilderness. It is described as having 2 telescopic legs and a kangaroo-like tail that it uses to balance itself while aiming.
Aiming?
Mm-hmm. However, a 4-legged variety of the Tripodero has been seen in Texas.
Well, then it wouldn't be it'd be a quadpodero.
Okay. These though lack the long tail and appear to be much more like hogs.
Okay. Oh, so they're just wild hogs.
They're just pigs.
Okay.
The Tripodero's body is not large, but it is solidly built, and the head is nearly all snout.
Okay.
The Tripodero lives in areas of dense brush and undergrowth, hunting for birds and other small animals that are its main food source. When it sees some prey, the Tripodero slowly extends its legs, raising its body above the bushes. When it has a clear line of sight, the Tripodero then shoots a mud pellet, a supply of which it stores in its left cheek, like a blow dart gun, out of its snout. And then the prey is stunned, and the Tripodero can consume it.
So was it an anglerfish or not anglerfish? An angel? What are they called? Those little fish that shoot water out of the. You hit the
Archer fish.
Archer fish.
Yeah, it kind of is like an archer fish.
It's like an archer fish, but on land. The land version.
It really kind of is. The Tripodero is a lethal creature of extreme accuracy and calculation who rarely misses.
Dang. All right.
This is like Deadshot.
Yeah. Or dead.
No, I was right. Deadshot never misses.
Yeah, I never miss. Deadshot? Was that his name?
Yes.
Bullseye.
No, Deadshot is the one I'm talking about.
From, what's that? Spire? No, it's from
Deadshot's from Suicide Squad.
Daredevil movie.
I don't know the guy in the Daredevil. I'm talking about Deadshot.
All
It was
right.
Will Smith, I believe, in one of the movies.
Oh, okay.
When its legs are not extended, the Tripodero can move quickly, rapidly, and stealthily through the bushes.
Okay.
Although it is not easily, although it is still easily outran by other woodland creatures. Though outmatched in speed, the Tripodero's natural firearm proves to be a great equalizer against any potential meal or enemy. With its legs extended, the Tripodero can be a very dangerous predator. Lurking over the bushes, it can easily spot potential prey or enemies. The Tripodero.
Trying to think if you're setting me up here for something.
What do you mean? It is. I mean, I'm reading out of the book, Fearsome Lumberlord Creatures.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind then. So you're not.
No, I mean, I didn't make this up.
Yeah, I just feel like, not that you're making it up, but like you're setting me up for something like at the end, a big reveal. But I guess not, huh?
No, we were
It's just a crazy,
This is just a crazy
one.
So this is from the 1939 book, Fearsome Critters.
Okay.
So everybody knows there's two Fearsome Critters. There's a 1939 and 1978.
78's the one that we typically use, right?
Yeah, and the newer one.
Or reference,
Yeah, because it mostly just took a lot of it added some stuff or changed some stuff, but it mostly just took it out. So that's the caption out of the 1939 book.
Okay.
It has a little picture. It basically, imagine, it's very actually seahorse-esque.
I can see that.
It has like a seahorse style head with a big long tail, except it has these two the tripod, so the tail is one of the pods.
Right, yep.
But the two extendable legs.
Right.
And then it just kind of like crawls along its belly when it's not.
And then
The
shooting mud pellets.
Yeah.
I thought of like what's her name? Birdo from Mario.
Yeah, I get there's one of the pictures from the 1978 book, I believe, looks a lot like Birdo.
Okay.
Maybe they got Birdo from this.
It might have.
I don't
Birdo's a
know.
weird
Birdo,
character.
I don't. The 78, that could be either way. Or like when they were designing Mario characters versus
Maybe.
I don't know who was first. Look up when they designed Birdo.
Well, I think that came out. Birdo first appeared in Super Mario 2.
But doesn't mean they didn't have the character art forever ago.
True. But
Because there's a bunch of video games like that.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think that when Mario first started, because Mario's first appearance was on Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
The Jumpman.
That's what he was.
I think that's what they called it they call that in Japan, right?
Yeah, well, that's what he was. But way before he was Mario.
Right,
he was Jumpman.
Yeah. What a good name. What a simple name. They call everything man, though. Everything's man at the end.
I think it's just the Japanese language translated to like English. Kind of gives it that feel.
I just
think
watched
Superman,
a thing.
Batman.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. But it can lead to funny translations sometimes.
Yeah.
I just watched a thing on it. Now I can't remember what it was.
This is 10 minutes talking about candy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Jumpman, Mario, Birdo, back to the Tripodero.
I did not realize we talked that long about candy, and I don't even remember what the candy was.
Oh, it's stay off it.
It bothers me. But I don't re-listen to our episodes, obviously, from mistakes that have been made relatively recently. All right. So we're going to jump in the 2015 horror-inspired reimagining of Fearsome Critters, which is the one I have over there as well. That's the one that has the much more darker twist on a lot of these creatures.
Okay.
At least the more modern, darker twist.
Yeah.
So that would be the Fearsome Critters of the Lumberlands, and that's by Hal R. Johnson. The Tripodero was the world's largest echinoderm.
Okay.
Which is a word we used last week. And the world's largest land echinoderm, which I don't know if there are many land echinoderms right now at all.
What do you mean land echinoderms?
So echinoderms, you remember?
Isn't that like
starfish, urchins?
Oh, duh. Okay, yeah, I was
sand
thinking something
dollars.
else. What the heck was I was thinking echidnas?
Oh no, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I don't know why I went there. I think maybe the shape of the animal or the face. I don't know.
So, and then it goes on. So we'll talk about the biology behind this. And then it goes on to say the Tripodero is also the only vertebrate echinoderm to be closer related to humans, despite it through process of not being fully understood. So he's saying that an echinoderm, a starfish cousin, has a spine and is related to humans, but it's an echinoderm.
Right. Yeah. Maybe it's not an echinoderm.
Or maybe we're all wrong in how evolution works.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Oh, bum.
I don't
Foreshadowing.
know. We'll eventually do an evolution episode. I've talked about this on Patreon a lot. I just keep finding more stuff, and I want it to be an episode that's hard to argue with.
Yeah.
So I don't want to present it because I think it's very important.
I'd say you just got to present your argument, and that's it.
They all told me to wait until I was ready.
Okay.
So screw you.
When the time is right.
Um,
If your argument's not ready, don't present it.
exactly. Its subphylum is Tripedius and weighs only 10 pounds. The Tripodero understood in its subphylum, Tripedius, and weighs only 10 pounds. Oh, sorry, I reread that. The Tripodero has the longest lifespan of any fearsome creature, well over 200 years.
Wow.
Which I gotta assume that the slide rock bolter lives longer than 200 years to get that big. But what do I know?
Yeah, we don't. Yeah. What do you know?
Its eggs are rectangular and make extremely good paperweights.
That's interesting.
The animal's temperament is it gets angry real easy. Its skull is bird-like, and despite having eye sockets, it's featureless. But it does have a puckered beak mouth that shoots out sharp triangular teeth.
Gosh. Okay.
So instead of the mud shooting, it has a rock hard mouth that shoots out rock hard triangular pointed teeth.
That sounds way worse. I'll deal with the mud cousin.
Yeah. Gosh. This thing is so weird. The Tripodero's tail is a prehensile and tentacle-like, and it looks more like the lower half of a snake. The tail included, and even far more longer than before. The reason that the word tripod is in the creature's name, Tripodero. The diet is detritus, which I don't think they have it listed here that means eating dead and decaying matter. Dietridivore. So detritus, like we talk about with fish and stuff like that. A lot of filter feeders do that. I don't know how this thing's doing it.
Well, it's probably shooting the mud pellet, knocking something out, and then drags it off to a den, lets it rot.
They let it rot and then start sucking it up.
Yeah, simple.
The beast is surprisingly intelligent and knows how to count, but the Tripodero cannot count past 12. The Tripodero is the most vulnerable of all echinoderms and is closely related to humans. It makes a high-pitched whistling sound when warning it to stay away from it and its eggs.
Okay, well, I can see how it's related to humans.
The Tripodero is a jealous and overprotective of its children. And when the eggs are peacefully surrendered by any human who is caught trying to steal them without killing them, as a sign of respect and trust, the Tripodero reclaims the eggs, counts them, unaware and not noticing some of the eggs are gone.
So you can trick it.
If you steal eggs and then you bring them back and say sorry, it'll take them because it doesn't know how to count past 12.
Oh, that's good. Okay, it's a little hack.
So there you go. If you don't want it to hunt you down forever.
Right. You just
bring
return
some
of the eggs back. And they're rectangular, so that, they're easy to transport and stack.
Mm-hmm. The Tripodero collects the eggs and it takes it back to the original place in desire and shame.
He shouldn't have let them wander off.
It kept its telescopic legs, and they can extend a maximum of 20 feet tall. And it has a sharp toenail on each of the 3 toe claws.
I just picturing this thing in my head, it's getting grosser every second.
All right. That's pretty much the Tripodero.
When did this one come about? Or what's it supposed to explain?
This is one of the ones, taking a drink of coffee. We're about to record for the next 15 hours.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What do you mean? There's got to be some origin story from this.
So the original one from 1910. So the 1939 book had it, and it was in the 1910 book also. Like it was in a different book that the 1939 book took it from.
Yeah.
I think it's hard to tell anymore because I think it's technically, I'll tell you how many books it's been in. 1910, it was in a book, and then it was taken in 1939 by the Fearsome Critters Reimagined. And then in 1978, it was taken again by Kinkle Sniffers and other fearsome critters.
Okay, nice.
And then it was taken again in 2015. Four times in the last century.
Yeah.
And then whoever got it in 1910. I think it's very hard to tell what this thing started out as.
Yeah.
What it was supposed to represent.
That's just rough, yeah.
The only kind of thing I could think of was, so if anybody didn't know, I guess, we have a lot of new listeners and I got to start paying attention to that. So a lot of the fearsome folklore cryptids are made up completely, but off of a natural phenomena that people had trouble explaining, especially the lumberjacks, the pioneers, and the mountain men were kind of the three groups that would run into unexplainable phenomena to them in the wilderness. So the squonk's the big one that we always kind of point to. The foamy pits, like the puddles in the woods, are actually insect breedings. And they evaporate when the sun comes up. But if you're out in the morning, you can see these big masses of what looks like tears or snot.
Foamy puddles.
Yeah. The slide rock builder is another good one. These natural landslides, whole towns disappearing, and it looked like a giant monster had come through.
Right.
So they had made a giant monster to fit, the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
And then hearing the rumbling, and then the phenomena, the glowing red eyes up in the mountains.
Right.
That still happens to this day on some of these shale cliffs.
It's a weird phenomenon.
Which I always kind of think, but maybe glowworm colonies or something like that.
Yeah.
That, it just looks like eyes. So this guy, I'm having a lot of trouble figuring out anything for the original route. The only thing I could think of is maybe Bigfoot flicking mud at people.
Well, it sounds like uniform mud pellets too. Like, even if it was like flicking them, it's like it was forming them. I don't know. But still, I don't know.
Maybe deer poop, seeing deer poop.
The closest thing I can think of, you ever see, when they aerate like fields, like football fields and stuff?
Yeah. And all
the little worm-like mud things. And maybe stumbled across that. Someone just aerated their field.
In the 1800s?
Yeah, it's a new invention at the time. They're like, wow, look at this. And he probably built some contraption to do it. So it was leaving like tripod, like foot marks in the ground from when they were this machine that Farmer John built to aerate his yard.
I just feel bad. This is like your first introduction into cryptids.
Yeah.
Then most people are just going to turn away.
Well, yeah.
I had trouble reading it right out of the book.
Because it was just so
far-fetched. It was a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, my brain kept stuttering because it was like a echinoderm spine, human-related.
Yeah. It's a hodgepodge. Yeah.
None of those are true.
Maybe that's what this one's all about. It's just a mix of all different things in nature.
I think somebody like you a long time ago made this up.
Oh, that could be it.
By that I mean that holding on to some big words that they've heard.
Right, yep.
And shoving them into sentences like a echinoderm.
Where they kind of work, but they doesn't.
Yeah.
Or on the surface, it looks like, oh, that makes sense. But then you're like, wait.
Echinoderm and vertebrate in the same sentence.
Yeah, it doesn't work. It's like, when you're dealing with riparian delineation zones.
Yeah, just like that.
Yep.
No, so I don't know. The Tripedo. I had to add this one because this is one of the most far-fetched ones out there for at least the
lumber lore legends.
The lumber lore ones. It's just our fearsome critters or whichever way you want to go. Just odd. And then there's one that looks like a chupacabra that they say is the same thing. That's that pig one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a pig, like a javelina.
It's just Texas wild pig.
Actual native pig, a javelina.
Oh, okay.
They're little and mean.
Yeah, most pigs aren't the happiest little guys.
No, but javelinas will like come for you.
Oh, okay. Just ram your ankles and knees.
No, they'll gut you. I mean, they'll start ripping into you.
Oh, they got tusks and stuff. Okay. Yeah, pigs aren't fun. Pigs are not fun, especially when they're mad.
Yeah, wild pigs especially.
But yeah,
we had a pig die in our pig pen, and the other pigs were eating it immediately.
Gosh, that's insane. But, I mean, that's just what they do. They're garbage disposals. What do you expect? Ugh. Yeah, I don't know about this one.
I have no idea. I really couldn't find anything. To me, like, really, the 1910 and the 1939 one really kind of looked like a seahorse on tripods.
Yeah.
And I mean, like you made the archer fish, kind of connection,
Comparison, yeah.
which is interesting. I didn't the first time I read this, I did not see that at all. So maybe one time, a long time ago, in the river in California, there was a giant seahorse that shot mud pellets like an archer fish.
yeah. And then they just, yeah, I don't know if I
There
believe that.
are mountain seahorses
Yeah, that's true.
in South America.
Yeah, in around Machu Picchu
Yeah, due to the tidal wave.
or Lake Titicaca or somewhere around there.
It's not, I don't know if it's close to Titicaca
Mhm.
because I know Titicaca is one of the most pristine freshwater environments
Mm.
in the mountains because they still have the Lake Titicaca frogs, which look like a big bag of flesh.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, it's in one of the mountain ranges where that like 5 mile tall tsunami came through, and they think that's what wiped out a lot of the culture.
I could believe it.
Because it's a 5 mile tall tsunami.
Yeah.
They don't know what caused it either. But the only reason they know it is because there's seahorses in a lake in the mountains.
So something happened.
It's the only freshwater seahorses in the world, I believe. The true freshwater seahorses.
Huh. So they what's that? They
Basically,
evolved.
They adapted. Yeah,
to
so
live
they
in
were
the-
probably a brackish species to start with.
Yeah.
So they could already handle a little bit of freshwater. I heard somebody go through the time it would take to adapt to fully freshwater and how many generations it would be, and it was just right, at least with their math, to say how much salt was originally deposited
Yeah.
from the ocean, and how long that would take to participate out, and how many generations of seahorse would that be?
Huh. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times in collections of fish collections.
Wow.
They are incredibly expensive.
Why, I can imagine.
I think there is success though. I don't think there's any wild caught anymore. I think they're pretty much
Protected.
that or captive bred.
Oh, okay.
So it's like clownfish, right?
Yeah.
Clownfish when Finding Nemo came out, they almost wiped out because the commercial the commercial aquarium industry started targeting them. Nobody was breeding clownfish in captivity. They started breeding clownfish in captivity, and it got much cheaper than going out and collecting them.
Yeah.
So now there's almost none. Now they have so many crazier colors and variations
Almost
and
none.
phenotypes.
Like collecting.
Collecting. There's almost
Yes.
nobody going out collecting
Okay.
clownfish for the aquarium trade.
Right. Okay.
Unless there's still some private collections. You're allowed to do that in some countries. Like Florida, for example. Depending on the species, you're more than welcome if you have a valid fishing license to collect aquarium-style fish, long as they are not protected.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
That makes sense.
There's limits too. You can't go and collect 500 of one species.
Right.
but-
I mean, it's just like a fishing license.
yeah.
It's no
It just
different.
if you want, as long as you're, respectful, whatever the rules are. And I don't know it fully, but I know Australia is pretty strict on it. There's still some you can do because they have natives as pets. Because they have some pretty cool, like the skinks, like the blue tongue skinks and
Yeah.
potato skinks and stuff like that. A lot of people have those as pets, and then though you can find them in their driveway.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just pick them up and take them.
Just take them inside, put them in a tank.
Start feeding them dog food.
Right. Yeah.
And pretty much they have a very similar dog or diet to a canid. Anything. They don't care.
Yeah.
Just don't give bones.
Hmm.
No, the Tripodero, I mean, I don't know. The only thing I think of is seahorse. And then it looks like a bird later.
It's Birdo.
It's a bird that's related to a human that's an echinoderm
That lays rectangle eggs.
that lays rectangle eggs. It can count to 12. And as long as you give them 12 eggs back, they're fine.
I can only count to 21.
I think, what do raccoons? Is raccoons 5 or 7?
I
Mushrooms are
don't remember.
3?
I feel like they could do more though.
I just don't think they care.
Maybe they just break everything down, and it's like that stupid math that they're teaching kids in school now.
Gosh.
What's it
No,
called?
you got to do it this way.
Yeah, what's that called? Oh, you know what I'm talking
Common
about.
Core.
Common Core. Yeah, it just makes people dumber. It's that kind of math. The mushrooms are just doing that. So they're dumb.
Common Core math?
Yeah,
No, I think they're way past Common Core math.
they're breaking it down.
They're probably doing quantum computing, so everything is 3.
They're just that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Everything's just so boring.
I mean, once you get so far advanced, it just comes back around. Everything equals 3.
Right. Yep. That's the secret of life. Tesla knew it.
No, I just want to say, take a minute. We're towards the end of this episode. I know this episode's goofy. They always are. Before the next 3 weeks, you're going to get a lot of information.
Yeah. So buckle up.
But we want to take a minute and just say thank you guys for the love and support. It's another season 6. Is coming to a close, and it's been amazing.
6 seasons.
How do you feel?
tired. No, I'm just that's crazy. It's flying by. Season 6 flew by, but here we are. Finale coming right up. Yay!
I mean, there's 13,000 people listening to the show.
Huh. That's pretty cool.
I mean, isn't that nuts?
A little bit.
There's 13,000 of you guys around the world.
That's pretty cool.
I just seen when we got in here, somebody was listening to Beijing, China.
Oh, nice.
Which
How do you say hi in Chinese?
I know one of them, but I don't know if it's the right one.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
Isn't it ni hao?
Ni hao? That sounds good enough.
Hopefully it's not something bad.
I don't know.
I think that, I don't know.
I just know the things I order off the menu. I can say those good because I know what I like.
No, so we really just want to take a minute and say thank you guys. We appreciate you. It's been fun. We'll keep doing this as long as we can until me and Jay hate each other.
Or just everybody. We just turn on everyone. Just hate the world.
Oh, you're doing the diamond listener thing?
Yeah, we'll just crash and burn the podcast.
Whoever ends up being the diamond listener gets the podcast as the prize.
Well, that's what they did on the other show.
They gave the podcast to them?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Turned it over.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because they were starting a new project. But they were just ditching the old one.
Whittling it down to the diamond listener.
Whittle it down. No, we're not doing that. We're going to grow.
No, yeah, we're growing. I mean, we're having a great time. But no, so we'll look out for Jamboree information.
Yeah.
Look out for come out to the live shows, come out to a conference, come hang out. We got some speaking engagements that are not public yet, but are coming up, where we can announce those soon.
So check out cryptothecorn.com for more info.
Yeah.
And on the Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree or anything we're doing in the near future.
Yeah, I mean, anything else you want to add, say to the listeners?
Go out and go to flavorsforce.com/corn. Get you some Bigfoot breath, garlic dust. It's good for you, and it tastes good too.
And it tastes good too.
It's very high quality ingredients you can only get at flavorsforce.com/corn to get our promo code. Get you a little discount.
Get your little discount.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I've been the great and powerful Mystery.
And I've been Jake on 777.1.
We'll catch you in 2 days.
Bye.
Hey guys, thank you for listening to Cryptids the Corn podcast. Remember, the best way to support the show is share it with a friend. But if you are craving more of the J clones
And more from Mr. E.
there's always extra content on Patreon.
And our paid member space on cryptidsofthecorn.com.
We'll catch you next time with more exciting, fun, and informative information. Bye.